XRP, we start with daily chart. Just I want to give a quick update. And as you can see, the price could break the all-time high. And even if in my last analysis, I mentioned if you want to look for buy, we have to wait for the correction. Okay, as you can see, we get this one. Now the question is how deep this correction can be. First of all, the price broke the previous top. If we put this top and relative to what we have here, we have a divergence. And in my last analysis, I mentioned since the price broke the all-time high, at that time I mentioned we don't need to care about the divergence, but I mentioned if we see the correction continuation as a corrective move following by divergence, we have to be quite careful. All right, that's why I mentioned we have to wait for another few days to see what's the next. And since we see the price start is giving us a correction from the now, we have to be quite careful. Okay, but now the question is whether this is the daily flag for continuation or not, because if the price stay here for another 3 to 4 days following by divergence, then at least we can expect to see any correction similar to what we have here as a flat for continuation, because I mentioned we prefer to see the correction above the all-time high. But since the price tag, because at that time we could expect to have a correction above the all-time high, and the all-time high could work as a support. But from what we can see here, all right, then the possibility to see the deeper correction similar to what we have here, following by divergence, we can expect. That's why if anyone wants to look for buy, they have to wait for the trade setup. Simply, they cannot take any trade because right now I don't see the trade setup. Okay, we want to see within the next 1 or 2 days or 3 days. If the price could continue, is good. If not, then we have to be quite careful. And if we move to lower time frame, okay, if anyone wants to look for trade, mostly we have to look for 4 hour or 1 hour chart, because based on daily chart, we don't see any trade setup. And the only option, if we get any opportunity for buy from here, we will take it. But at this point, the only option is to put our entry above the top. And if I move to 1 hour chart, similar explanation. All right, either above here or above this top. But as I mentioned, based on what I explained, based on daily chart, we have to be quite careful. Even if anyone wants to put the entry above the top, we want a price sharply tag, break, and continue the price tag. We see there is no continuation within the first or maximum second hours, we should take out the trade, because if the price continues as a corrective move, following by divergence based on daily chart, then we can expect to see the deep correction. Okay, that's why based on daily chart, I prefer to wait and to confirm for continuation. This is what we have here. Okay, that's why I mentioned I come up with a 4.2. If the with the breakout, if the price couldn't reach nearly 2 4 4.4 4.2, then any correction can conform or give us a at least we can see the all-time high work as a support for us. But at this point, we have to wait. Okay, what I want to say is that if anyone wants to look for buy at this range below all the time high, they should be quite careful in case the market doesn't continue and it doesn't move in their direction, because we don't want to buy at the all-time high, then it start to give us a deep correction. All right, then if we move to weekly chart, similar explanation. If we move to for daily chart, as what I explained earlier, right now within the next day we want to see whether the price can continue and break the all-time high or not. If not, then we can look for next correction similar to what we have here as a flat. Even if we get a this correction, we can look for trade setup for buy. It can give us a better opportunity to look for buy. But for me, I was interested to see the breakout of the all-time high, then we see the correction above the all-time high. Because if the prices start to drop from here, all right, to give us a, as what I explained, the deep correction following by divergence, we can expect that even the price reach 1.97 or break the 1.97. That's why I was keep explaining. I prefer to see the correction above the all-time high. Anyway, we at this point we don't see any trade setup. The only thing is if anyone wants to look for buy from here as a flag, any opportunity for buy from here also we'll take it. It doesn't mean we cannot look for trade. The only thing is if the price tag or entry we don't see the continuation, within the few hours we should take out the trade. That means any continuation from here as a corrective following by divergence based on daily chart, we have to be quite careful. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.